You're that broke, you need to steal $5?
Yes. You that broke, you need it back. Fuck out of here.
Cousin, are you on the Jack Harlow side of TikTok? So allegedly, Mr. Jack Harlow has a snippet of a song, and the Caucasian males are using this as their announcement for what they're calling White Boy Winter. Did you see the one with the Rubik's Cube? You gotta go watch it. Call me as soon as you finish watching.
I just wanna know if you my friend. I just wanna know if you pretending. I know I've been away. I'm just trying to get my people straight. Let's talk about love. Is it anything and everything you offer? I do feel hurt, yo.
Sean Big Carver, yeah. Don't call me Kim Ho. The fuck? Got good pussy, have them bustin'.
Why can't I be that black? I'm so tired of being this brown mocha chocolate yaya color.
Some of y'all are still not getting this, so I'm going to provide a visual aid. This is Zoe Kravitz's mom, Lisa Bonet. Her mom is white, her dad is black. Here's Lenny Kravitz. His mom is black and his dad is white. And depending on who you ask, this is the superior kind of biracial, but it's none of my business. Both my parents are black. So if Zoe's mom is half black, right? And so is her dad, right? Zoe has 1/4 black from her dad, but also 1/4 black from her mom. Are we all here yet? So this is Zoe Kravitz. Now, if we were to reduce this fraction to something simpler, right? It would be this. Now, does this look familiar? Ah, yes, it does, because it looks like her dad and her mom, who are biracial, making her, surprise, surprise, biracial. And before you start, I do think that biracial people are black, but having two biracial parents makes you biracial.
Unexpected like a mixtape, catch you at your crib. If you read this, it's too late.
When the chopper at a nigga, now he running like a track race.
Catch a nigga while he waiting on his dinner, cut his head off, leave his ass with a full plate.
Nigga talking shit, put the metal to his mouth, now I call his ass brace face.
Yo, bitch up for grabs like a sweepstake, and I eat her ass like a cheesecake.
Now we back to my place, bust on her face with my nut like a toothpaste.
You're wearing makeup,
So are you.
but you're a man.
It's for black people only, so if you're not black, just keep scrolling, because if you look it up and laugh, it's gonna be racist. This is gonna be racist. I just seen a tweet on Twitter, and it said, look up what space movie came out in 1992. All black people gonna have the same reaction. I promise you.
I'm to the neck. Creeping through they block, I don't see no eye. It's automatic. It's no ghost hot, nigga. Go tiny, go tiny, go. Creeping through they, I don't see no eye. It's automatic.
Guys, we should go check it out. Guys.
What the fuck you want?
I just love Nicki Minaj. I can't come in and be nosy.
Why you being nosy at this time of night?
I don't know if the person who owns this Airbnb is black, but also I do know that they're black, and here's why. The only art that has people in it is black. That book over there, The Gucci Mane Guide to Greatness, which could just be an ironic non-black person thing to have. I have to get up to show you the rest of my hypotheses. Earth is ghetto, I wanna leave. Which is not unique to being black technically, but I feel like if you get this reference, you either are black or you have black friends. I may have to rethink this, because what is that? I take back what I just said, because I looked under the sink and look what I found.
Only been a few hours, but it feel like days. Only been days, but it feel like months. Look off for you, only go like once. Life moves fast when you do what you want.
Just take a look here.
You know, this is what I've read. This is what I have left. If the couple is happy, right? If the feelings are out there, what's this? What's this, Miss Kimby Ryan?
Former NFL player Chad Johnson does not like the fact that Keith Lee gives black-owned restaurants food reviews.
I don't like the critiquing of our restaurants and having people and talking bad about our goddamn businesses and like, dude, you know how hard it is. And I get it, Ocho. For us. How about go do that at Maestro's? Go do that shit at Chris Roof. Go do it at Poppy Steak. Go do it at Zuma. Go do it at goddamn whatever the rest of them goddamn 5-star restaurants that everybody go do it at that.
Interesting. So it seems as if he wants all of the genuine criticism taken away from the black-owned restaurants and given entirely to restaurants that he perceives as white. Sounds like rules for thee, but not for me. Sounds like hypocrisy. That's backwards. Does he not understand how this would do more harm than it would do good? Without constructive criticism, I'm sorry, but you're going to fail. Does he want these businesses to fail because he looks at them differently simply because of their skin color? And the fact that he holds these businesses to as low of a standard as he does, it just shows how victimized his mindset is. And if I were those businesses, I'd be insulted. He's essentially calling the people that run these businesses infants. He's saying, you are naive and you have no chance in this world. Therefore, you can do no wrong. And if you did do wrong, nobody should be able to critique you for it. Are y'all not offended? People that spout this rhetoric are essentially saying one of two things. One, that they're so racially narcissistic that they hold themselves as well as their entire skin color to a standard in which they never do anything wrong. Or two, they believe that their community is so low level, so bottom of the barrel, that they believe that every single one of them needs to be treated like babies because that's all they'll ever be. Keith Lee has critiqued countless restaurants. A plethora of those would be considered white-owned. He gives his honest opinion regardless of race. But apparently that's an issue. I appreciate Keith Lee for what he's doing because he's bringing back standards, something that everybody seems to lack these days.
No, I don't think you understand. I'm obsessed.
When I found out that people used to eat black people as a delicacy.
Y'all already know when I want to talk about something important, I just hop out the bed and start recording. So excuse the bonnet. But if you want to learn a little bit more about the real U.S. history, then please stay. As an ethnic studies major and somebody who learns about African American studies daily, here is some more information I don't think you should have to pay thousands of dollars in college tuition to know. Do you know about the Tulsa Race Massacre? I was literally in college when I first heard those words, and yet it is such a major massacre that nobody talks about in U.S. history. If you don't know, within one day, a white mob stormed the city of Tulsa, Oklahoma, which was one of the most affluent black communities, burning this city to the ground. They literally had airplanes dropping bombs from the sky. This community was devastated, and yet its history is not really known. Why is this? Well, it has to be for the same reason that white families, I'm not even saying historically because this is not long ago, used to literally attend what they called picnics or carnivals to literally watch the festivities being a black person being lynched. Proof of this is available on Google because they would take pictures as families in front of this lynched man for postcards that were supposed to be seen later. If Christopher Columbus was the man he was and George Washington walked around with slaves' teeth in his mouth, I don't see how any of this is hard to believe. The one problem that I have when learning ethnic studies or any sort of history is the fact that it's always taught from a standpoint where white cultures did the things they did because they were fearful. Fearful of what exactly? The black community, the Hispanic community, the Asian community, the Muslim community, the Native Indian community have all dealt with fear revolving around one thing, and that is white privilege and or white fear. Minority groups as a whole have had to historically fear white privilege because it is a dominant form of discrimination that does not make it easier to be a white person, but inherently makes it harder to be a person from a minority group. We have no privilege that makes it easier to live through poverty. We have no privilege that allows us to bend the laws and get off on certain cases. Historically, we have not been able to commit mass genocide or enslave people. And yet it's all put on us as being barbaric or feared. The fear is not of us. And it has taken me all the way up to college and reading through books and watching TikTok videos to see that. The fear is in losing a privilege that allows them to avoid hardships that we have faced historically. Please read about Yellow Peril, the Muslim ban, how society is taught to hate certain groups and fear certain groups of people, and then you will see they're afraid of losing power.
All the things I do, all the things I do. Girl, you make them.
I am a Black American and I absolutely love to travel to the continent of.
This is for the African Americans who think exactly like her, because I know it's not all of you. Whenever you decide to buy a ticket and visit another country, predominantly Africa or the Caribbean, can you please make sure to leave that stereotypical mindset that was inflicted upon you by these white people that oppressed you at the door before you enter? And if you can't do that, simply don't go. Girl went to Africa and someone got injured. Oh my God, someone got injured. Someone's phone got stolen. Oh my God, someone's phone got stolen. Sweetheart, you are from a country where a teenager can go to Walmart and buy a gun. America has the highest number of serial killers. You are from a country where when a white teenager feels depressed, he goes and shoots up a school. You are from a country where people who look exactly like you get murdered in broad daylight with all the evidence to show that they were actually murdered and never get any justice. So please explain to me how you can boldly acknowledge crime or incidents elsewhere, but you can't notice it in your own backyard. So crazy to me how the Western world have conditioned and convinced themselves and the people in their community to believe that crime exists everywhere else apart from the Western world. No, because let me do this again. Did people not die at Ariana Grande's concert in Manchester, England? Did Kim Kardashian not get robbed at gunpoint in Paris? And yet you still only acknowledge that crime exists in Africa? Some of these people are the same ones who will come on social media and make these stereotypical jokes about Africa, about the fact that Africa doesn't have any water. Meanwhile, Michigan don't have none neither. You lot will come on this app and stay shouting about how they live in mud huts and how they live in trees, but will never take a moment to look at the statistics of homelessness in LA and New York. People like you will come on this app and stay preaching and talking about how impoverished and poor and disadvantaged and how sad it is to be African and live in Africa because of how Africa is. Meanwhile, you're getting oppressed in your own country. Believe it or not, it's the same way when some of them go to the Caribbean. And you know, funny enough, same thing happens in Jamaica. Same thing. If you ever travel to Jamaica, just make friends with one of the staff at the hotel and ask them the worst guests who visit, and they will boldly tell you African Americans. And you wonder why some Caribbeans and Africans simply just don't like some of you. Because you lot come here and stay in other people's business and stay talking shit, knocking your cent against somebody else's dollar. You lot can really stay at the land of the free that ain't free. You really can stay there. Nobody's begging you to carry your bag and come. Do you understand? Don't buy tickets. Stay home. Good night.
Push the fucking back off with the Puerto Rico pound down. Keep the scrap if you happen to blow it, makes a round sounds. Pussy cat on my left. Grease won't anyone at all. Any rose found here to a 14 with a dog there. I know a rich nigga better kill you for some ball, man. Last nigga, say fuck my gas, now they all did it. I think I'm my bitch, super pregnant, got them all, man. My gas, fuck with your gas, and it's my time. Better bougie bitch, say she ain't going up to the problem.